Shake hands. Shake hands.
The other three fighters from the former Soviet Union and its satellites to have won world championships, Kostasu at 140 pounds, Orzabek Gussie Nazarov at 135, and Yuri Arbatchakov at 112 pounds. So now Zhirov will try to become the fourth to turn the trick. And while we're talking about former light heavyweight champions and light heavyweight champions, you'll note that Arthur Williams is trained by Eddie Mustafa Mohammed, the former Eddie Gregory, who fought both Michael Spinks and Dwight Muhammad Qawi.
Yeah, and he tried to instruct all his fighters to be tough, go for knockouts. That may not be a good idea tonight.
Well, we'll see if Arthur Williams chooses to box instead. Zhirov, as we told you, has been admonished by his handlers to get inside, go to the body. That's where he's strong.
Thus far, he's been able to move his hands up and then point it right to the stomach with a body, with the right to the body, the jab.
George, the cruiserweight division was basically invented in the late 80s when it became clear that heavyweights weren't likely to weigh 205 and 210 pounds anymore. There was such a growing gap between light heavyweight at 175 and the way the heavyweights were going that it seemed necessary to add another division. Do you think it's a useful division, cruiserweight?
Well, it allows more opportunity, but I'm not certain if that's the way you want to define heavyweights, anyone over 200 pounds. I think the best fighter of all time is Joe Louis, Rocky Moore Sanders. These guys didn't even weigh 200 pounds, and they could function easily today.
Could they compete against 245-pounders like Lennox Lewis and Michael Grant?
No doubt about it.
Nevertheless, cruiserweight exists, and here's the first time you've ever seen it on HBO. Zhirov with a hard right hand up top and a left hand to the body. Williams missing with a right-hand chopper that might have done some damage.
Zhirov came here originally to be a heavyweight.
Got comfortable at this weight level, has won all his fights. And I think his promoter, Bob Arum, believes that once Zhirov wins a championship, he can take him back to Kazakhstan, a country with a lot of oil reserves, and make money with him there. And Zhirov busting up Williams in the first round, beating him hard to the body and coming back upstairs.
And this is what happens in the heavyweight. You get hit back. These are not cruiserweights. These are heavyweights.
They're fighting like them. Williams lands one on Zhirov as he comes in, but the Kazakh keeps coming. And now a body shot by Williams drives Zhirov back.
When you hit a guy 4 or 5 good shots to the head, nothing happens to him. He thinks he's going down. It doesn't happen. He'll start hitting you back. So you got to be careful. Always set your defense and then just don't wade in thinking that you can't get hit.
Well, you can already tell on the basis of round one, HBO viewers at home will say, show us more cruiserweights if they fight like that. A sensational round one, largely dominated by Zhirov's body shot.
Nice and relax. Water. Nice and relax. Give me water. Bring your hook back and we going home. All right? Nice. You're trying to hit so hard that you ain't even hitting hard. Nothing. You understand? You hit him good to the body, then you went crazy. The reload right hook is right there. Give me a deep breath.
All right, Arthur Williams took some heavy shots in the middle of the round from Zhirov.
You can see Zhirov automatically sees a little pain coming from his opponent, tries to wade in without any defense, keeps his hands low, and you know what happened?
All right, get those seconds out of there.
Richardson gets in a good one himself. There you are.
So
whenever you weigh 180, 185, 190, you just can't wade in on a guy.
So Arthur Williams fighting back there against the ropes as Zhirov had mounted the attack, and now Williams starts round two with a straight right hand to Zhirov's chin. Looks as though the lead right hand will land pretty consistently against Zhirov's southpaw stance, George.
The thing about Williams, he's flat-footed, totally flat-footed, so every time he throws a shot, it can hurt you. Zhirov gets on his toes occasionally, especially when he goes forward.
Williams off balance as Zhirov pushed him toward the rope.
The good thing about Zhirov, he constantly goes to the body. Every now and then, puts that right hand right into the pit of the stomach of Williams.
And after having eaten some of Williams' right hand leads, Zhirov lands 2 left hand leads of his own. Not going to be a lot of jabbing here.
No,
although
both fighters have given up the idea of jabbing.
Yep, this is going to be a power shot battle.
Zhirov goes right back to the body.
And Williams fires the straight right hand 3 times. Both fighters' chins up to the task so far, and they've had to be.
You see, Zhirov came here not to play around. I guess he says, if I'm this far away from home, I better at least fight.
Well, given the atmosphere of fan support for Roy Jones and all of his stablemates along the Gulf Coast, you wouldn't be surprised if someone in Zhirov's corner told him, go win by knockout. That's the only way to be safe.
Yeah, when you're far away from home, you just can't depend on the judges. If you want to define yourself on a television, a network like this, get it on. Go for a knockout.
And aggression is Zhirov's stock in trade.
Both guys have a little blood on their face.
Yep, I think there's a cut above the right eye of Arthur Williams, and Williams shows a sense of urgency as he pounds Zhirov back again with straight right hand leads. Another right hand stops Zhirov in his tracks.
Williams goes backwards and waits for one big shot.
And lands the right hand again as Zhirov waves looking for body shots. So Zhirov starts the action and throws more punches, but Williams has been so accurate with his right hand that he's often stopping Zhirov in his tracks, but the right uppercut does damage for Zhirov. Another high contact round in the cruiserweight division, and in Arthur Williams' corner, they'll be going to work on his right eye.
Where about the eye? It's nothing. It's nothing, all right?
That was a better round, Vasily.
Good round.
Let me talk to him. That was a good round, Vasily. The inside left and throw the right hook. You're much faster than him. We need to short step the right hand instead of going backwards, because he keeps throwing it. You understand? How you feeling?
Good.
Okay, well, you're looking good. Don't be lazy.
Look, the right hand is hitting him all the time. But you just not come back with the left hook. That's all we need. And we out of here. Talk to me.
This shit went in my eye, man. I keep telling you.
Clean his eye. Clean the eye out. Look. All right, come on, champ. You got to suck it up, baby. Clean his eye out.
Well, here's another look at some of the pitched battle action of round 2. Left hand by Zhirov. And now here's a straight right hand. Again by Zhirov.
All right, get those seconds up.
Arthur Williams pounds him in return.
And the thing that Williams needs to do is start establishing a left jab here, because the guy weighs in, he doesn't get touched with anything. He lets Zhirov just come in whenever he wants. And Zhirov should get a little more busy. You don't wait and wait and wait for one shot. Just throw small shots until you can get a bigger shot.
Heard Eddie Mustafa Muhammad telling Arthur Williams, if you put a left hook with that straight right hand, we'll be going home. Could be a little optimistic, but Williams is trying to do it.
But Williams got a jab. That's his best weapon tonight, is just to move his left hand. Whenever he does as much, he stops Zhirov right in his tracks.
Zhirov going to the body and then cracking upstairs with the left. And Arthur Williams suddenly not punching after the body shots by Zhirov. Now he comes back.
The Zhirov best to stay busy. Sometimes if you're not throwing a hard shot, just touch him a little something. Don't let him sit back and rest on that right foot. That's what Williams is allowed to do. Whenever he gets hit with one shot, he sits back there and rests, and recuperate.
Zhirov digging left hands to the body. And as Williams starts to look a little stiff-legged, you reflect that body shots early in the bout can be the difference between victory and defeat in wars like this. Zhirov pounding away at an increasingly inactive Arthur Williams.
That Zhirov's eyes, you can just see the tiger there. Looking for a knockout. He doesn't intend to win this thing on points. That body shot hurt.
And Williams is going down as a result of the brutal left-hand body shot. Well called, George.
6, 7, 8, 9. Want to continue? You all right? Box.
Sometimes you got to get up and earn that money.
Referee Paul Sita stepping back as Arthur Williams, after one knockdown, goes back to work. And now Zhirov pumping the jab and looking for another chance to land to the body.
Williams
There it is.
have problems with fighting the southpaw. Just can't seem to get set, Williams.
And these body shots are destroying Arthur Williams. Vasily Zhirov is going to work that rib cage until he's got a title.
That referee is watching him fight a little closer than ordinarily would. When you're fighting a southpaw, you don't know which hand to hold up. That's the problem.
Now Williams gets some energy back and drives Zhirov back with a fusillade of punches. But look at how Zhirov loads punches to the body and now pounds Arthur Williams upstairs.
The only problem with Zhirov, he stops and allows his big Williams to rest.
At least one punch after the bell before Sito was able to pull the Tiger up.
I got it. Very simple.
Hands up and roll inside, champ.
You want it? All right, okay.
Okay.
I got some water, man. I got some water right here. Let me get the water out. Awesome. Going back, standing up. That's how you get the hit. You understand what I'm saying? You're going back, standing straight up. Look over here. Roll.
All right, George, let's watch Zhirov work to the body.
Well, he's waiting as a counter punch. As soon as he has a little room, he goes right in the side. Missed a little bit that time. But once he gets the power in, there you go. That hurts.
Now here's the knockdown, and this
There it
brought
is.
to the body shot.
Just move that elbow, he said, and I'll get you.
All right, get those seconds out of there right now.
When you drop with a body punch, let me tell you, it's hard to recoup from that.
Brilliant round three for Vasily Zhirov, putting some distance between himself and Arthur Williams. Zhirov, by CompuBox numbers in that round, 41 out of 85, 28 power shots. Harold Letterman, how do you have it through three?
Jim, 2-1, but 29-27. Vasily Zhirov, he gets an extra point for the knockdown in round three. Jim, I got to tell you, Arthur Williams is complaining like heck about the Vaseline that Dr. Lucy is putting in, over his eyes to stop the bleeding. You heard him in the corner complaining that it was going into his eyes, and that's why he wasn't throwing punches in round three. There's absolutely no question. When his eyes cleared, all of a sudden he started to fight back at the end of the round.
And Williams is stepping back now, finding a little range on that right foot. And that's what you don't want him to do if you're Zhirov. Stay busy, make him back up, moving one foot after the other.
But what Williams has not been doing is to be active enough with his left hand to keep Zhirov occupied.
Yeah, but now he's doing a good strategy. He steps back, put a little weight on the right foot, and just throw that right hand. Curtis Coach used to get a lot of knockouts like that. And Zhirov has got to keep his head active, moving. Just don't go in without a punch. Tap him a little bit.
He's showing you the cut over Arthur Williams' right eye. There's a mouth under Zhirov's right eye now, which is beginning to swell.
That's the right hand by Williams. He's timing it. You don't want to allow him to time it. Close the range. Stay busy, moving your head.
So after a two-point round for Zhirov in round three, Arthur Williams mounting something of a comeback in round four.
You don't want to follow a guy sitting back on his right foot. You want him to pick that right foot up like he's doing there, then follow.
Now Zhirov not able to get to Williams' body, and Arthur driving Tiger back with his right hand. Couple of counters by Zhirov there. Reestablished momentum for him. Seesaw battle for the Cruiserweight Championship.
Once again, Williams leaning back on his right leg getting set. Whenever Zhirov goes in and make it move, there's no problem.
And Zhirov pounding to the ribcage with the right hand. Williams wanted no part of that. Moved sideways along the ropes.
The problem, Williams can't decide which side he want to move and throw that right hand from. That's the problem. Goes to the left a little bit and he's not certain. Then he goes to the right uncertain.
Isn't over yet. Referee misinterpreted the 10-second signal as the end of the round and felt as though Williams had punched after the round was over. It wasn't over, and therefore the referee denied the fighters 10 seconds of action.
That sounds like the bell.
He's right.
It happens before, early on.
Yep. Still to come tonight, Roy Jones Jr., holder of 2 light heavyweight championship belts.
Your legs are a little too wide. Close your stance up, okay?
Crowd here getting a spectacular between-round street now as Michael Jordan has just arrived at ringside in Biloxi. Jordan seated just a few seats away from Vasily Zhirov's corner, directly across the ring from us.
Now Williams is finding that range. He allows this guy to step 2 or 3 steps into him, sets back on his right foot, and throws everything he wants.
Round 5 begins. Third round, a big one for Zhirov. Williams mounted something of a comeback in round 4. Dr. Lucy so far able to control the cut over Williams' right eye. Zhirov's right eye under control as well, though he was bleeding underneath it at the end of the last round.
Now the jab is starting to come from Williams. Keeps his left jab out there. It's an altogether different fight. Zhirov has just got to find ways to move left, right, and go in. Just don't go straight in.
These guys have expended so much energy in the first 4 rounds, you wonder who will hold up during the middle to late rounds of the bout.
Once again, when Williams moves his feet, Zhirov gets right in there and does whatever he wants to.
If you're looking for Jordan, he's seated right behind the word grand in a gold-colored shirt or jacket. Both fighters going back to a boxing style now in round 5, but there's Zhirov pounding that left hand to the body again.
It's an easier fight when he stays active and stays close, just like that, no problem.
Zhirov with the jarring uppercut, and Williams steps away from the ropes. Good idea.
Williams, he loves the idea of this guy waiting on him.
Time Zhirov goes upstairs with the left. Williams ducking, comes back with the right hand to the body of his own.
Zhirov's power seems to be underneath. Whenever he throws shots, uppercut type, hook type, power. Once a straight shot comes, nothing seems to happen. Whenever Williams reaches out, there's no power. But when Zhirov comes forward with that same right hand, catches him hard.
Is it easier in the gym to learn to generate power throwing underneath?
Yeah, I think it's a natural thing for kids. They throw baseballs and things of that nature, footballs. They learn that power from underneath.
Round 5, a little bit more of a boxing match. Both fighters having their moments.
Check his gloves. Get this tape on his gloves.
Evander Holyfield at ringside. Making the trip down from Atlanta, Michael Jordan at ringside. Holyfield's trainer, Don Turner, is here training Reggie Johnson. Jordan is here because he and Roy Jones are together involved in a clothing line.
Back him up. All right, hands up, go to him, back him up. Let your hands go, short punches, nothing long.
Vasily Zhirov has done so much damage to the body in this fight, but we're going to take a look at him working upstairs, George.
Yep, Zhirov kind of misses that time, but he's not going to give up. There you go, straight right when he's on the move.
So Arthur Williams can console himself with the notion that he's weathered the early storm against Vasily Zhirov, and he's found a couple things that work. The straight right hand, backing up and making Zhirov come to him, and then taking advantage when Zhirov pauses. Zhirov, for his part, has discovered that he can drive Williams back and overcome him with aggression when he's got the energy to do it.
You got to make certain that he's driving him back and he's moving his feet back, lifting one after the other. You don't want to drive him back when he's set his right foot. You got to wait until he's picking up both feet and then charge him.
Little right hand pop by Zhirov. Counter right hand by Williams.
Both got hit with power that time. And Zhirov, once again, allows him to get off the hook. You hurt a man, you got to jump on him in these kind of fights.
Now Zhirov goes back to the body shots that stood him in such good stead, particularly in round 3. And now Williams, for the moment, looks tired again. Zhirov doing all the punching here.
You know that when Zhirov throws combinations and punches, it's no contest. And once he stops to look around, then it turns into another fight.
Zhirov to the body. Zhirov to the ribcage.
Now Zhirov walks. You see, you just got to do something at all times. Don't back away. Go side to side.
Williams trying to crash the right hand against Zhirov's head and knock him back. Zhirov walking through it and going to the body again.
He could stay there and win the fight all night.
And now he seems to have recognized that not every body shot need to have 100% of his energy on it. Some of them is just landing, and then some of the others he's digging hard.
Williams' body is hurting anyway, so it doesn't take a lot of power to hurt him in the body.
I was talking to Bruce Trampler of Top Rank Boxing before the fight.
Good body punch that time. It was kind of a left uppercut type hook.
Representative of Zhirov's promoters, and Trampler says to me, time-honored phrase in the sport, George, he says, well, Arthur doesn't like it to the body. And of course, my question always is, who does? Another showcase for Zhirov's aggressive body punching.
Say, man, watch the water on the floor.
Talk to you, champ. How you feel? Boy, I got you. Arthur, let your hands go, champ. They're going to
Get over to the left, Vasily, and this will be over with. You know what the short right hook is, don't you? Okay, you hurt him with it. You hurt him with the body shot. Give him a deep breath. Give him a deep breath.
Here's the sequence of Zhirov body shots from throughout the fight, George, just hammering away at Arthur Williams' ribcage.
No doubt about it, his power and everything is defined from uppercut, hook-type shots. Right hand, straight, doesn't hurt, but goes back to the body, it hurts.
Sharp little counter inside by Zhirov there with the right hand, as Williams tried to throw a punch.
Back to the body, it hurts again, you see. But you hate to stage a body contest when the judges may be looking for headshots.
Well, let's see if Harold Letterman is looking for headshots. How do you have it through 6, Harold?
Boy, Jim, I'll tell you, in the last 2 rounds, Vasily Zhirov absolutely was taking control of this fight to the point where I think that Arthur Williams is almost ready to quit. I mean, round 6 was virtually a 10-8 round without a knockdown. God only knows why I called it 10-9. Zhirov is doing a number on him. He's winning this fight on effective aggressiveness, on ring generalship, and on clean punching. 58-55, 4 rounds to 2. Vasily Zhirov, but he's coming on like gangbusters.
He allows Williams to step back and rest on that right foot, which means he could get hurt at any time, as you just saw.
And Williams counters with the right hand and takes advantage of that planted right foot and the leverage it creates for him.
You got to make him move around. Lift that left foot up, lift that right foot up, and get out of the way.
Williams trained in Las Vegas for this fight because his relatively new trainer, Eddie Mustafa Muhammad, likes to do his workout in Vegas. Williams had been training in Pensacola with a trainer who was fired for showing up late to work for just missing the workout too frequently. This is Williams' first defense of the cruiserweight title he won in a terrific battle with Ronald Mayfield, and for the second time in the fight, body shots by Zhirov put Williams down.
7, 8, 9. You all right? You want to continue? 5.
And you heard Harold Letterman suggesting that he thinks Williams might be ready to kick it in. And the referee is going to stop it. So in his first title defense, Arthur Williams runs into a Cossack buzzsaw. And Vasily Zhirov has his much-coveted world title.
When you're scouted to have nobody, you can't take body shots. A fighter goes right out there and labor with your body. Hey, you can't help but go there. They're supposed to scout you one way and you do another thing.
Well, George, you and Harold had that fight cold. We've never done a cruiserweight fight before, but lo and behold, you were able to see what happened in that division, too. Arthur Williams lamenting the day that he agreed to give Vasily Zhirov this title shot, as Zhirov comes down to Williams' home territory on the Gulf Coast and pounds out a TKO.
Got hit with a hard shot here and there, but it didn't stop him. He kept coming.
Let's see if Aaron's plan works, because he's been telling me for a couple of years that if he could get this guy a world championship and take him back to Kazakhstan, he'll have some big shows over there. Here's a look at the knockdown again. I was talking about something else other than the punches, and George helped you stay abreast of what was happening here as Zhirov pounded Williams to the body.
I mean, he throws that left hand and curves it a bit, and it hurts. Down you go with these straight rights, but they're kind of hooky type. That doesn't bother him, the headshots, but back to the body, it hurts again. There you are.
Last week we saw Felix Trinidad knock out Hugo Pineda with a body shot. Now here is the action at the end of the fight, which prompted the referee to stop it, and the feeling here, I guess, is just that Williams wasn't throwing back.
No, he was only absorbing punishment. The referee was very merciful. Come back when you're ready. Tonight, Zhirov, power shots, but the body, what did it?
And I was just saying, we saw Felix Trinidad knock out Hugo Pineda with a body shot last week. We saw Roy Jones knock out Virgil Hill with a body shot the last time we were here in this arena. It's becoming a popular vogue in the sport.
That was a time when body punching ruled boxing. We may be entering back into another one. Time like that.
And now let's go to ring announcer Michael Buffer for the official particulars.
Gentlemen, before we go to the official time, a round of applause, please, for the give and take action in this World Cruiserweight Championship bout. The official time, 1 minute, 59 seconds of round number 7. Referee Paul Sita calls a halt to the bout. The winner by knockout victory and new IBF Cruiserweight Champion of the World,